Okay, let's dive right into this. I want you to picture yourself sitting in a soundproofed suite deep inside a sprawling presidential palace. The air in there is thick, and literally all you can smell is expensive vellum paper and imported ink. You've been working on a single speech for 6 straight months, and the moment has finally arrived. You're watching the Supreme Boss deliver the exact words you wrote, broadcast on literally every single screen in the country. Now, that should feel like a massive victory, right? But instead, this terrifying realization washes over you. The dictator just casually asked you to draft a quote-unquote retirement speech for his top general. And because you have access to the internal memos, the raw, unfiltered ones and zeros, you know this general isn't actually retiring at all. He's being reformatted. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're pulling back the curtain on what is easily one of the most secretive and dangerous jobs on the planet, the dark career of a dictator's ghostwriter. So you take a step back and look at your life. You've got this stunning condo with floor-to-ceiling glass walls, you're wearing a watch that costs way more than your very first car. By every single material metric we have, you are incredibly successful. But the reality of this success is, well, it's completely twisted. You've essentially earned this beautiful, terrifying glass box by convincing 10 million people to actively cheer for their own oppression. And the real kicker? It suddenly hits you that you haven't actually seen your own family in 2 years. Now, you might be wondering, how does a normal person actually end up in a situation like this? Because you don't just wake up one morning as the mouthpiece for a totalitarian regime. The truth is actually a lot more mundane and honestly kind of relatable. This dark path usually starts with simple, everyday boredom. Imagine a brilliant poli-sci student sitting in some quiet library on a rainy Tuesday. They're looking at all those traditional, legitimate career paths in academia, and they realize it's just this slow, agonizing crawl toward a massive mortgage they're probably never going to pay off. I mean, who hasn't wanted an escape hatch from that exact scenario? Right, so the crucial turning point is when they realize that information isn't just words on a page anymore, it's data, it's ones and zeros. And if you are the kind of person who can spot the software glitches in the public narrative, you can essentially create immense value out of thin air. You see, being a ghostwriter in this specific environment isn't about having a poetic soul or just being a really good writer. It's a highly clinical game of logistics. It is, for all intents and purposes, accounting gymnastics with the truth. And that brings us to the dark corporate ladder of this underworld. It's a very specific progression, basically a step-by-step descent. Today, we're going to walk through the 4 distinct stages of the propagandist's career. You start out as a press gopher, you graduate to a propaganda specialist, evolve into a reality magician, and finally, you reach the absolute peak as a strategic consigliere. And as you'll see, each promotion unlocks some incredible new perks, but make no mistake, it also introduces exponentially deadlier stakes. So let's start at the bottom. Level 1, the press gopher. When you first enter this world, you are quite literally considered furniture to the regime. Your day-to-day reality is fetching coffee for the senior censors and basically keeping your mouth completely shut while they test your discipline. You are totally invisible. You're fetching data points, transcribing endless, mind-numbingly boring rallies, and you get absolutely zero real credit for any of it. But here is where the invisible risk comes in. You are carrying all the liability. Think about it. If a simple typo slips through and makes the boss look bad, the senior editors aren't the ones taking the fall. No, they stay perfectly safe behind their thick glass walls. You are the one who simply disappears. Okay, moving up to level 2, propaganda specialist. Let's say you actually survive level 1 and you pass their implicit little ethics test. You've proven you can generate truth on demand. You're officially done scrubbing transcripts and the real hustle begins. Now you're running the regime's troll farms, managing this incredibly delicate flow of restricted data to make sure the public only ever sees exactly what the boss wants them to see. And it is highly lucrative. But there is a heavy tax. Because this entire system operates exactly like a mafia family. You are required to kick up a significant portion of your influence to whichever senior minister originally recruited you. If you get a little too ambitious and try to build your own personal following, well, that is viewed as stealing from the family. And in this business, thieves are punished severely. Which brings us to level 3, magician of reality. Now, if you manage to navigate those incredibly dangerous politics successfully, you elevate to a truly terrifying level. You aren't just writing catchy slogans or managing a few internet trolls anymore. You have literally become an architect of a ghost life for the entire regime. You utilize things like language layering and shell narratives. Basically, this means you spend your days performing incredible mental gymnastics with facts. When the boss has a catastrophic failure, which happens, you build these empty stories designed to make that huge failure look like a simple rounding error, or even better, a brilliant strategic victory. You've mastered this clinical, totally Orwellian tactic of zipping blame from one department to another over and over until the trail of evidence becomes a complete ghost, entirely invisible to the public and to any quote-unquote frivolous international observers.
And finally, level 4, strategic consigliere.
You have officially made it to the absolute pinnacle, the inner circle. And I want to just pause on this number right here, 63. That is the number of staff members you now directly manage. We are talking about highly specialized IT crews, elite security details, teams of junior writers beneath you. You are the sole counselor who actually has the boss's ear. You are literally the only person in the entire hierarchy who is allowed to look a trillionaire dictator in the eye and tell him if he's being too aggressive or, hey, perhaps not aggressive enough. The sheer scale of your power here is absolutely staggering. But as you can imagine, with that immense management role comes a truly terrifying set of burdens. You are no longer just a writer or a narrative architect. You are the cleaner of the regime's darkest secrets. You are the one person who knows exactly where every single digital body is buried. You manage the secret treaties that the general public will literally never know exist. You and you alone are holding the entire house of cards together.
So what is the ultimate price?
Well, this is where the glamour truly burns away. The cost of all this power is an absolute, crushing isolation. Just look at the daily reality required just to survive at this level. You're checking your car for trackers every single morning without fail. When you walk into a room, you never ever sit with your back to the door. And perhaps the most devastating cost of all, you can't actually have real friends anymore. In this world, a friend is just an exploitable weakness, a lever that someone else can lean on to get to the boss. You realize that while you've spent all these years meticulously building this perfect, untouchable life for a dictator, you have completely erased your own identity in the process. It's just a stark, heavy reminder of what happens when ambition ends up costing you your humanity. Which brings us to a really chilling realization. Because you are the only person on Earth who knows what the boss actually said before you went in and fixed it, you are now the very, very expensive loose end. You are a massive walking liability to the exact regime you helped build. I want you to just imagine the dread for a second. It's 3 a.m. You're standing all alone in your completely empty 60-seat home theater inside the palace. It is dead silent, except for one thing, a faint mechanical hum. It's the sound of a high-end security camera, and it's tracking your every solitary movement. When you stop, the hum stops. When you take a single step, it follows you. And in that exact moment, just standing there listening to that camera, the ultimate prize is finally revealed to you. You realize you no longer have free will. You aren't really human anymore. You are just a number. And eventually, inevitably, that number will simply be moved to a different column on someone else's spreadsheet. It's a heavy, deeply fascinating look at the hidden costs of extreme power and the golden cages built by the global elite. Now, if you're intrigued by these shadow identities, these lives you would never, ever actually want to live, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for Iron Goman. But before we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought. Drop a comment below for us. If you suddenly had the power to change the world with a single speech, what is the very first rounding error you would fix? Think about it. We'll see you in the next simulation.